Okay, 8th graders, this video is to help you understand the Wednesday work for Mr. Carlender's class. It's Wednesday, December 2nd, and your instructions, which are written right about here, are to read the following article and write a summary in your own words, focusing on the main ideas of the article. You must use complete sentences. I am going to note that for you. Please be mindful of that direction. All right, so here's my plan for you right now. I'm going to read the article, so you can go back and listen to me reading it. And as I go, I'm going to highlight some important points that I think might be appropriate to go into a summary. This is to help you. You may use my points that I point out in your summary, but you should try to write some of it in your own words. All right, I'm going to start. Try to make this quick and painless. Let's do this. All right. Fossil of ancient four-legged whale with hooves discovered. So we know right away that the weird thing that we're looking at is that there is a fossil of an ancient four-legged whale, which is usually a water creature, and it has hooves. And hooves are what cows and horses have. Giant 42.6 million year old fossil was found along coast of Peru and suggests creature could walk on land. So that's another important point. It's telling us that this giant whale probably could walk on land. All right, write it here. The latest specimen proves that early whales could swim for days or possibly weeks at a time while retaining their ability to rove around on land. Rove just means to walk. An ancient four-legged whale with hooves has been discovered, providing new insights into how the ancestors of the Earth's largest mammals made the transition from land to sea. The giant 42.6 million year old fossil, discovered in marine sediments along the coast of Peru, I would say that is a key part in your summary, appears to have been adapted for semi-aquatic life. That means sometimes water, sometimes no water. Its hoofed feet and the shape of its legs suggest it would have been capable of bearing the weight of its bulky 4-meter-long body and walking on land. Other anatomical features, including a powerful tail and webbed feet similar to an otter, suggest it was also a strong swimmer. So this is a whale, but it could walk both on land and it could swim in the water. 42.6 million years ago. Whales are this iconic example of evolution, said Travis Park, an ancient whale expert at the Natural History Museum in London, who was not involved in the latest study. They went from small hoofed mammals to the blue whale we have today. It's so interesting to see how they conquered the oceans. Older and smaller whale ancestors with 4 limbs have been discovered previously, but the latest specimen fills in a crucial gap in knowledge about how the creatures evolved and spread throughout the world's oceans. Other examples from this time were more fragmentary, less complete specimens. So that means instead of seeing a whole whale skeleton, it was bits and pieces at a time. Olivier Lambert, a scientist at the Royal Belgian Institute of Natural Sciences and first author of the study published in the journal Current Biology, we didn't have a clear indication about their swimming and walking abilities. The latest specimen proves that early whales could swim for days or possibly weeks at a time while retaining their ability to rove around on land. Kind of already said this, but remember, they could swim but also walk. And this word rove, again, just means to walk and wander. Even though it could swim in the water with no problem, it still had little hooves on its fingers and toes, said Park. It'd be a lot more capable than seals at getting around on land. Its sharp teeth and long snout suggest the early whales may have eaten fish or crustaceans. The location of the latest discovery is also critical. Previously, far older whale ancestors dating to about 53 million years ago have been discovered in India and Pakistan. Until now, scientists have disputed when and how whales first dispersed to the Americas and beyond. The Peruvian fossils suggest that first whales would have crossed the South Atlantic, helped by westward surface currents and the fact that, at the time, the distance between the two continents was half of what it was today. So this is saying that whales would have crossed the Atlantic Sea because of certain winds and currents, and since at that time the continents were closer, that would have been easy for them to do. that's definitely like a difficult paragraph. So take a minute and try to understand that for yourself. All right, continuing on here. The last few tail vertebrae are missing, and so it is not clear if the creature's tail would have featured the large paddle, known as a fluke, that allows some modern whales to power themselves along at speeds of more than 30 miles per hour. But it might have been an accomplished swimmer to have survived for days or even weeks at seas. So they're saying the tail was probably different. So it might not have been able to be as fast. However, if it could live at sea for days or weeks, it still must have been a fantastic swimmer. All right, continuing here. The fossil was excavated in 2011, that just means taken out of the ground, by an international team, including members from Peru, France, Italy, the Netherlands, and Belgium. It has since been named Paragocetus pacificus, meaning the traveling whale that reached the Pacific. According to Lambert, it is likely that whales would initially have had to return to land for certain activities such as mating and giving birth to young. The first fully aquatic whales date to around 41 million to 35 million years ago, filling an ecological niche left vacant when the last marine reptiles, along with dinosaurs, went extinct 66 million years ago. So basically there's this huge chunk of time where they didn't have any fossils. So this whale is part of that time period. So it's helping scientists to understand what went on during that time period. That's what this sentence means. So it's definitely a little complicated. I feel you guys on this article, let me tell you. So let's just quickly review before I end. You want to make sure you talk about what the whale looked like. You're going to want to mention the legs and walking. Where was this found? Where was this found? That's right here. You're going to want to say, we kind of already talked about that. You might want to discuss they could swim and walk, and this is what their diet was like. Finally, if you can, you could talk about the tail differences. And this is kind of why this is important. All right, I leave you with that. I hope that helps. You don't have a lot of new assignments for today. So get this done, hand it in, move on. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you soon.